Let's go do a little practicing. Looks like I need to mow. Good morning. What I wanted to talk to you guys about this morning is a little more in depth of how I aim with this bear bow. I say it's a bear bow. It's got a stabilizer on it, but I have no sights on there. No sights at all. What I used to do is shoot split finger. Let me get these arrows. I used to shoot split finger, just like that. And I anchored with my index finger in the corner of my mouth. And my point on for that is about 60 yards. Let me back up a second. Do you guys know what point on means? I probably didn't explain that. Point on is when you're anchored and the arrow covers the target when you're anchored, so that you're using the front of the arrow as a front sight. Point on for me shooting split finger was like 59 or 60 yards. I wanted something with a smaller gap. That means if I'm at 20 yards or 15 yards, the tip of the arrow would be way below what I'm shooting at. You know, way down here, if you can see that in the video. I wanted something closer to where I'm actually using the arrow as a front sight. So I changed to 3 under, like this. And then I watched a couple of videos, read a couple of books. I added a nock underneath the arrow to kind of hold it in place. And I crawled down the string to where I found, and I put another nock to where I found my 25-yard point on. That means at 25 yards, I'm just putting the arrow right there when I'm at full draw. I'm putting the arrow right in the center. Let me see, right in the center for y'all. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Right in the center at 25 yards. So because of the arc of the arrow has changed now, with me going down below the arrow on the string, I would aim right there with the tip of the arrow for 5 to 20 yards. Aim right in the center of the chest for 25 yards, and 30 yards right at the top of the back. Which, with a recurve or any traditional archery, 5 to 30 yards, really 5 to 25 yards is as far as you're going to be hunting with, hunting. It's going to be as far as you're going to be hunting. So that, for me, that's a good system for hunting. You know, rabbits, squirrels, pigs, deer, even out of tree stands. It's just like having 3 sights on the front of this bow with no sights on the bow. That's my take on it, and that's what I'm trying to teach you guys. You don't have to have sights and still have an aiming system. You don't have to go all the way to true instinctive. I shot instinctive for a lot of years. But to be good at instinctive, you have to shoot every day. It's like throwing a baseball, throwing it like a pitcher. And even pitchers have bad days. Well, I found myself having a lot of bad days. I'd had some really good days instinctive, but I had a lot of bad days, way more days that I didn't like, that I wasn't happy with. And that's why I decided I wanted to find an aiming method. Gap shooting, I didn't like gap shooting. Face walking or string walking really wasn't it for me. I wanted to find something that was set, that I was looking at the same picture all the time instead of moving up and down the string. And that's why I came up with that knock on my string here for finding that 25-yard point on. It's not my system. I didn't make it up, but I came up with that on this bow to just kind of help myself. You know, I want to be more accurate, more consistent is I guess what I'm looking at, more consistent. So let me show you a couple of arrows real quick. Well, those felt pretty good. Let me show y'all one more time what that sight picture looks like. So let's get that full draw. 5 to 20 yards, 25 yards, 30 yards. Anything more than that, you really don't need to be hunting with a recurve. I hope this helps somebody. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments.